Hello, book besties.
I'm Alby.
And I'm Nikki,
Welcome to Backstage with the Book Babes.
where we spill the tea on the secret lives of your favorite romance authors.
We've got a fantastic sports romance author with us today who also co-organizes one of the most amazing events for sports romance readers. So we can't wait to introduce you to her. But first off, what have you been up to, Nikki?
I've just been doing last passes on my roller derby romance, which is coming out very soon. So, just it's that lead up to a release that's always like panic mode. Even if everything's
Oh, yeah.
ready, you just can't get your head around it. And I'm already thinking about my next book too. So I'm in a weird space. I'm in that in between space where you're like,
Very awkward space.
yeah, two books at
Oh,
the
yeah.
same time. Yeah. How about you? What's going on with you?
I'm trying to celebrate that my book came out, The Wrong Roommate. We've been talking for a long time about like how do we celebrate book releases, and I'm trying to do that.
Yes.
Um, it's hard. But I'm also preparing for my next one, the Trick Shot Athlete one that's coming out in June. So
Very fun.
yeah,
Very fun.
that's what's
Same
going on
space
with that.
then.
Same space, very awkward, always.
Yeah.
um, but now we're excited to introduce you to Stef C.R., a big book babe. Welcome to you, Steph.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Yay.
Yeah, we're glad to have you on. So you started in romance, hockey romance, and now you're branching out into other sports. You're just releasing your tennis
Yeah.
romance. Could you tell us about that and about like what other sports you're working with now?
Yeah, absolutely. So, little short background. I did start into hockey romance just because I was reading a lot of hockey romance at the time. This was about, 4 or 5 years ago that I started getting into that genre. And that story just came to me. And I wrote the first draft in a month. And it's just like, it was that kind of thing that it was like the easiest thing I've ever done. And every book since then has just gotten harder and harder. But, that's just how you learn.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and so I've always been leaning more towards that, women in sports representation. So
Mhm.
even in my first book, I had a female referee. So it was important to me to continue writing stories like that, where the representation was more female and the focus was on the woman athlete. And that's kind of how Beyond the Court came to be, alongside some wonderful authors, Rachel LaBerge, Erin Marie Bassett, and Catherine Kincaid. And
Mhm.
so we wrote this series, interconnected-ish, where each book follows a different female athlete. And mine is the second book, which is a tennis romance.
Very nice.
I love that.
So do you have
Yeah.
like
That's so
crossovers
cool.
in each other's books of the characters?
Yes. So the group is essentially the group of women, and they're all sponsored by the same athletic leisure wear company. So that's how the series comes together. And we do have little mentions of each other's characters in our books. So
That's
Nice.
fun. I love that.
How did that come about to like work with other authors in this specific type of way?
yeah, it was quite the process. I mean, we started working on this project back in April of this 2025, and it was funny. I was in Chicago on a writing retreat, and we met up. I met up with Erin Marie Bassett and A.K. Isaacs, and we were just talking about how cool it would be to do a series where it's multiple authors. And kind of from there, we texted Catherine and Rachel, and we were like, "Hey, do you want to make this happen?" And they're like, "Yeah, we already kind of have a female athlete in mind." So
Oh,
it was, like an easy thing to put it together. Um,
mhm.
Nice.
yeah,
I like that.
That's
That's
so
so
fun.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love we've been talking to a lot of authors about different things like that, either shared worlds or anthologies.
Mhm.
And it's interesting to see how those things come about and then how they're connected and how
Yeah.
everyone works together. And that's the nice thing about that author community, right? Is how everyone works together and
yeah,
love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
absolutely.
even more connections with each other, and I think
Yeah.
readers like that, and I think it's nice to have that as an author because then you're just kind of less alone in this space, which can be
Absolutely.
very
Isolating. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're saying
Nice.
focus on female athletes is one of the reasons that you are branching out into different sports. Is there anything else that prompted you to change from hockey, or just was it mostly that?
Yeah. I also I'm not very athletic myself, but I do enjoy playing sports. And so my husband got me playing hockey. I'm a goalie, very amateur hockey goalie. So that one kind of prompted the whole hockey series. And I just really like learning, the terminology, how to play, and just incorporating that into the books. And I play tennis, I play pickleball, I play golf. So those are all sports that I plan to write about or have already written. So yeah, I feel like I do have to have that connection and enjoy it myself. Like, for example, I don't know if I could write a football or baseball romance just because I don't quite understand those games and they're not
Yeah.
necessarily my favorite. So
Mhm.
who
Mhm.
knows? Maybe one day.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think everyone has that same sort of thing, right? Like there's certain sports you gravitate towards, but
for sure.
other ones maybe in the
Yeah.
future you might think
Mhm.
about. After watching the World Series, I watched a lot of baseball when I was a kid. My dad had season tickets. We live near Toronto, so the Blue Jays. But I never really thought I'd be interested in writing a baseball romance. But after watching the World Series, like the Blue Jays this year, were just everything about their team is just ultimate found family energy, and the guys on the team all just seem like you want to write romance books about them. So, you never know.
Yeah. That's the thing, like, never say never,
Yeah,
when
exactly.
it comes to what
Yeah,
sport you're gonna do.
that's
Exactly.
true. I've been watching the figure skating Olympics,
Yeah.
so maybe a figure
Yeah.
skating romance
Yeah.
someday.
I'm
Exactly.
thinking, I'm already thinking for the Summer Olympics in 2 years, and I'm like, I was kinda thinking shared world, like, Summer Olympics one, but that's
It's
just
fun.
just started percolating in the back of my head, so we'll see if I have the
I
time.
feel ya. I'm also thinking Olympics, but I'm thinking the esports Olympics.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
We can all take a season. It'll be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, you could just get a bunch of gamer, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. So, Steph, do you think, you'll ever write another hockey one again?
I think potentially yes. I do have
Mhm.
some ideas in mind, but if I do, it's probably going to be like a PWHL where again the focus is on the woman athlete. But yeah, not definitive plans, but
Yeah.
it's up there.
It's up there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And, how interconnected are your books? Is just the series like your hockey series, how is that connected? And then will it be connected to some of your other romance books as well?
Yeah, great question. Sorry. So the first series is pretty interconnected in the sense that each book is a different couple from the same friend group, and they're all teammates. At least the men are teammates on the hockey team. And then now that I'm writing other books and underrepresented sports, I still try and find a connection with the original series, just because I don't know. I like to think that they're all in the same universe, and they're all athletes, so maybe they cross paths.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, so I do have like tiny little hints that it's the same world. I don't want to say exactly what they are because I kind of like readers to figure that out for themselves, but
Yeah.
it's
That's
always a little Easter egg for sure.
Love
Oh,
that.
yeah. I love that. I'm a huge fan of putting in Easter eggs. Maybe
Yeah.
not necessarily always in the book, but in the bonus scenes. I'm always like, okay, well, here's a little hint of what you can find. Or, um, for example, in my roller derby one, they sit down, they have a movie night or a TV night, and the show they're watching is the show in my one of my upcoming books. And
Nice.
so, like, I love to put, like, those types of things in just
Yeah.
because if I have to have that fact in there anyway, so it might as well be a fact about our own world.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So, we were talking about where I lost my thought.
It's fine.
It was here somewhere, I swear. Let me look at my teacup. Mm, perfect.
All the answers can be
Um,
found in the bottom of your teacup for sure.
it's so true. It's so true. I have one and it says at the bottom, it says, "You've been poisoned." It's one of my
No.
favorite. I
Yes.
always offer it to guests when they come over just because that
You like messing with them. It's good. I like it.
I love it. Yeah. So you said that you were writing this tennis book in correlation with other authors. Are you going to continue doing that? Do you think? Do you think like you'll have like another series that you write with them, or are you looking for other authors to do another series with?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say, I mean, this series, it has potential for spin-offs, but I don't know if they would be like another series or if they would just be spin-offs off of individual books.
Okay.
Um, but I do have some ideas. I don't wanna give away too much, but let's just say I'm potentially writing some romantic suspense,
Ooh,
with somebody.
Ooh,
interesting.
So I'm
super.
always open to those kinds of projects. I think they're so fun when you have someone else to write with or just like brainstorm, come up with the world building, especially
Uh,
because you do that alone most of the time. So it's always
Yeah.
fun when you have a partner.
Oh, I never thought
Yeah.
about that, brainstorming the world together. That is a
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
interesting part of it. I love that.
yeah.
So in your books, how high would you say they are on like the spice factor?
Um, I feel like they start around the one or two peppers, and they probably get up to three, 3.5 by my most recent book. So I feel like
Okay.
I've gotten more comfortable writing spice as I've gone along.
For sure.
Um, yeah, nothing too spicy at the moment. Maybe one day, but yeah, it's a lot of fun
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Love that. Yeah, it's always hard to like I think to judge your own books because like it is so subjective.
for sure.
But yeah, you're not the first person to say like they started off like sweeter and like got spicier.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny because I just got a few reviews recently that are like, "Oh, this was like a 1 to 2 peppers," and I'm like, "Really? There's like 5 or 6 scenes." I'm like, "That scene is at least a 3,"
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it is so
definitely.
yeah,
But some people like rate it on how kinky it is or what kinds of things they bring into it.
Mhm.
So it really,
for sure,
again,
yeah.
gets back to that
Mhm.
subjectivity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing too. Like if you are used to reading some really darker, kinkier books, and then you do come over to some other books that like other people would say are 3. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, this is a lot lighter than what I was reading." So
Yep.
it's very comparative sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Um, so I think it's what you have 4 books out now or 5 books? And
So,
then
Beyond the Court, the one that just came out this week, was the 5th one.
that was 5th one. Yeah.
Yeah,
So then you still have 1 more on pre-order.
I
How
do.
are you doing all this and still working full time? Like,
I
oh
know.
my god.
It's been crazy. I Every time people ask me that question, I'm like, I don't sleep. That's that's the real answer. But yeah, I've been building up a routine for myself. I used to wake up, I don't right now. But I used to wake up at 4:45 in the morning and right before I would start work at, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Um
Mhm.
and so I would get a lot of quiet time in the morning. There's no text, there's no phone calls, there's nothing happening to distract me. So that's how I've gotten a lot of my writing done. But I am actually quitting my corporate job to go
Ooh,
full-time writing,
that's
which is
exciting.
Congratulations.
a little scary,
Living
but
the dream.
but only have one chance and I feel like you got to take it sometimes. So,
For sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's
yeah.
Yeah.
amazing.
So
I
I'm
think
very
you're in a good place to do that too. With like so many books out and more coming, and you're also doing sports romance con and doing all these things like to give those the time that they really
yeah.
need or deserve. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
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 I'm so excited for you.
Very excited, and I'm actually hoping to query a book as well, so lots of things in store.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We'll keep an eye on you.
Yeah. You're going places. So you have so Beyond the Court just came out, and you have one other book on pre-order. Is that one going to be out in time for Sports Romance Con as well?
Yes,
Nice.
it's called Dill-lightful. I actually have a copy right here.
Yes, I've
Just
seen
so
that
so
around on
cute,
social media. It's such a
yeah,
cute
and
cover.
it's so good, and it comes out March 10th, so it's a novella, it's a pretty short story, it is pickleball, not professional, it's more amateur style, small town, but it was just such a fun one to write, honestly, it was great.
Is there a professional pickleball league?
Um, you know, I know they have professional, competitions. I don't
Okay.
know if, like, it's technically a league or not,
Yeah.
but yes, there are a lot of competitions and, like, yeah, all over the US.
I
Feels like
love
such a
that.
new sport. Like I feel like you didn't hear
Mm.
anything about pickleball until the last, I don't know what, the 5 years or so.
It's been a long Around longer than that. I wanna say maybe 80s. Don't quote me
Oh,
on that
wow. Yeah.
though. Fact check me, please. But
Oh my.
I'd never heard of it until, though, I think it just picked up
Yeah.
steam at some point and it
I don't know
went
how that
everywhere.
happened.
Right?
yeah,
Yeah, like,
I
all of
feel
a
like
sudden, everyone's playing it.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's because it's, like, so versatile and people of all ages can play it. I feel like that's why it
Mhm.
kinda, like, took off. Because yeah, anyone can do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think it'd be hard to do with a glass of wine, so I think I'll pass, but I could totally watch other people play.
It's like when we were talking about watching rugby with Aubrey Taylor. It was like,
Yeah.
I know nothing about rugby. I've never watched it before, and I was like, yeah, I'm not, don't know about it. And she was like, well, this now is a good time. You could watch. And I'm like, maybe I'll just read the books about it. I'll read your book about it. I
Right.
Yeah,
don't need to watch it.
exactly.
I have enough sports already to watch.
Yeah. So, we talked about you are one of the organizers and owners, right, of Sports Romance Con. Can you tell us a little bit about, oh, like, how it came about to create such an amazing convention?
Well, thank you for the high praise.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's man, it's been absolutely crazy in the sense that it all came together so fast. So it's me and then Sarah Gardner, also known as Hockey Smut Book Club, and AK Isaacs, Annie. And so the three of us, we all had this idea of doing a sports romance event of sorts. And we came together in a meeting and we were like, what if now is the time to do it? And this was August of 2024 that we had that meeting. And then within a month, we already had so much interest and already had a list of authors. And then it kind of just blew up from there. Tickets went on sale in October and, the convention was in February. So we put it all together in 6 months. And it was supposed to be a one time thing. We did not really know that it was going to become as fun and as popular as it did. But yeah, it was a blast to put together. Personally, I'm a project manager. Annie's worked in events before as well, but Sarah is really the event planner of the group. And so, yeah, I think amongst the three of us, we really have a great group together. We work really well, and we come with that mentality of we're authors, we're booksellers. We kind of understand what authors want when it comes to an event, and
Uh-huh.
we have them in at the forefront as well as the readers and reader satisfaction. Um, so yeah, it's all about community for us, and I think that's what makes it great.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
That's
amazing. I
awesome.
came last year and I just had an
Yeah,
amazing time. It was fantastic. And I'm really sad that I can't go back this year, but
yeah,
no, these things happen.
me
Um,
too.
Yeah.
so how is year two going to differ from last year? What have you done to make changes or things you've improved or just, added on?
Yeah. So last year at the end of the convention, we put out a feedback form that we sent to authors and attendees. And we actually took a lot of that feedback and incorporated it into this year because, like I said, community, that's the whole reason we're even doing this event. And so we wanted their voices to be heard. And yeah, I don't want to spoil it too much, but we do have more events on site this year. We're not really doing a hockey game outing, but we are doing a lot more with authors and doing trivia night and doing book clubs and podcast recordings with the authors on site. So just a little bit more to give readers the chance to connect with the authors.
Nice. Oh, that's great.
I
Yeah.
love
And more panels.
that. Yay for panels.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
panels were really popular last year, weren't they?
They were, yeah. And we only had them I believe on Saturday. So this year we're doing both days, including panels. So that's essentially doubled.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. What panels are you going to have?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I think we have 16 panels. So
Wow.
might not remember all of them off the top of my head, but we've got some underrepresented sports, I know is one of the panels. We've got feminism and women in sports is
Mhm.
another. We've got a whole panel for LGBTQ representation. We have a why choose panel, which I think is really fun. What else? Gosh, so many. I think we have an artistic sports panel. So for like dancing, figure skating,
Oh,
those
nice.
kinds of stories. Yeah. We have a mental health and neurospiciness panel. So
Mhm.
a lot of good
Oh, that
ones.
sounds
Nice.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Absolutely love that. Nice. So I also run a much smaller festival than you here in our town. And we've kind of divvied it up based on our strengths as individuals. Do you also like for your co-founders, do you all have different jobs that are assigned and that like you're gonna be in charge of this completely and if you need us, let us know and you're gonna be in charge of that. Is that something that y'all do?
Um, I would say a little bit, yes.
Mhm.
I would say Sarah is definitely more the go-to person for all the logistics and hotel management type of thing and social media. And I'm definitely more on the planning and communication side. So all those emails
Yeah.
mostly from me. Um, yeah, and then Annie does a lot of our design and website design, and she's been helping Sarah as well with hotel management and um,
Mhm.
yeah, sponsorship outreach. So yeah,
That's awesome.
I would say we do kind of split it up, but we also help each other out when needed
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like
because
you've
we
got a
all
good
work.
team.
Yeah.
And do you now that you ran it the first time, you were thinking it would only be a one-time thing, but now you're running a second year. So do you kind of see it? Are you looking ahead into the future and what it's going to look like in maybe 5 years or 10 years? Is that something that you think is going to happen?
Um, I would love to think that far in advance. I can't say that I know for sure, but I would love to do it again, I think,
Yeah.
if the opportunity is there.
So you co-founded this large con. I'm assuming you enjoy attending live events then.
I sure do.
Um, what is your favorite thing about these type of events? And not just the one that you're planning, but like going to other live events. What's your favorite thing about those?
Ooh. Um, I gotta say just the connection with the readers and like meeting them face to face. Because a lot of times,
Mhm.
there are people that are ARC reading or beta reading or alpha reading my books, and just putting a face to the name is really nice, and just getting to talk to them face to face. Um, yeah, I think those have been some of my favorite moments, and like that's how I've made a lot of meaningful friendships over the last 2 years. Is just seeing these people in person and hanging out with them, and yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And do you have any other live events coming up after a Sports Romance Con?
I sure do. Probably too many.
You
But
want,
now that I'll
yeah.
be a full-time author, I'll have
Yeah.
time for all of these
Yeah.
events.
Well, do you want to tell us about some of them just so everyone
Yeah.
knows where to find you?
So I will be in Michigan. There's one called Boozy Book Fair. That's in Charlevoix. That one is a one-day event. I'm really excited about it just because that Charlevoix area is gorgeous, especially late spring, I guess. May 31st, still spring. Um, and then I will be at a book affair in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and that one is, I believe, July. I don't know the date off the top of my head, but I will look it up. And then I've got Tennessee LitCon in September. That one is in Kingsport, Tennessee. And then I've got a couple more that I probably shouldn't announce yet. I don't think I'm allowed to yet, but
Okay, that's fair.
yeah,
But check out your socials because they'll all be listed on there once they're live.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And my website.
Yeah.
I think I saw that you were doing pre-order specials, right? I think you did want a pre-order special for Beyond the Court, and then are you also doing a pre-order special for Delightful?
Delightful. Yes. I've got a pre-order special through Scribbles Bookshop, where you get an art print and stickers and bookmark along with the signed copy. Yeah, I usually try to do a signed special as much as I can. Um, and those are always posted on my socials as well.
Nice. So our listeners should go to just your socials or your website, and then they'll see what bookstores you're coordinating those with.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Nice.
fantastic.
And so you have a plan for the next couple books you have published or you're publishing. I'm sorry. Brain stopped functioning for a moment. How far ahead do you plan your publishing schedule? Do you ever make like changes to that as you go along? If you find something else that comes along that you want to do, like say the anthology, like how far ahead do you plan your books?
Absolutely. I did do a little bit of planning with the first series just because I knew it was going to be a 4-book series. So that one took a little bit more coordination. I feel like since then I haven't really had a schedule. It's just been whatever I've been in the mood for writing. But I will say going forward, I mean, There's potential for spin-offs for both of the books that just came out, so Beyond the Court and Dill-lightful. Both of those have spin-off potential, so possibly. And then I'm writing a golf romance that I'm hoping to put out by the end of the year. So yeah, they're very loose target dates, I would say.
Yeah.
But
That's nice. So that way you can be nice to yourself and you don't have to like
yeah,
get too panicked.
and especially since I want to query another book that I've already drafted, I feel like I don't quite know how that's going to fit into the schedule
Yeah.
and what
Yeah.
that's going to look like
Yeah.
and what edits it might need. So yeah, so I don't
Mhm.
want to overwhelm myself.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's something that
Totally
I've
get
been
it.
talking about lately too. But I'm like, how would it have to be a specific book? Because I have all these other books planned out. And I'm like, so it'd have to be the right book. And you have to take the time to write it without, knowing you're not going to be publishing it anytime soon if you're
Right.
querying it. So it is
Mhm.
it feels like a long process and a bit of an extra thing to add on to the indie thing for sure.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm really attached to the way I like panic things and like just do things in a panic at the last minute. It's very comforting to me. So
You
have
do
to
not
think
like
about it.
it.
I don't, but I don't know how else to be yet. I need a project manager for me.
Yeah, exactly. I think we all do. Seriously.
Yeah.
But we're gonna plan our book
Oh,
launch. I got this. I got
we're
your back.
yeah. Thank you. I just need all the help I can get in life. So, Steph, for all these upcoming books and for like the past ones, do you ever like actually celebrate finishing the book and then also launching the book? Because as we know, those are two very different things.
Yes, very different. I do try to celebrate. I would say when I finish a book, it's a lot, smaller scale. So maybe
Mhm.
it's just like me and my husband going out to dinner versus I try to do a release party for each book that comes out, whether that's virtual and I do like a live or if it's at a bookstore as, Beyond the Court yesterday at the lovely Pages and Grapes.
That's so fun.
Um, yeah, so I do try to celebrate because I see them as milestones and, it's like gotta
Mhm.
celebrate those achievements.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
It's a hard
I
thing to
like
do because you're always like we were talking about before, how you're always working on the next thing and you're always planning ahead. So it is hard,
that.
but it is good when you can take that time for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
quitting your corporate job is a really good step towards making that, your full-time author and like making it as an author. What is one other thing though, besides money, that would let you know that you'd made it as an author?
Ooh, that is a really good question. Um I feel like it's really hard to like measure success as an indie author because it's like, is it KU page reads? Is it how many books you've sold? It's really hard and that's something I've struggled with, I feel like, the last couple of years, but I don't know. It would be nice to make one of the lists like a USA Today, USA
Yeah.
Today
Yeah.
bestseller or New York Times.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a huge milestone. But I don't necessarily think that's necessary to be called successful. I think you make your own success type of thing.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why that question is it's interesting because everyone has a different answer, right?
Mhm.
Because to success is
Mhm.
different to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. So you were saying earlier that you used to get up at like 4:45 and work for 2 hours before you went to work. Do you have like any like writing vibes that you like need when you do that? Like do you have like a weird ritual where you're like, "Oh, I have to wear this sweater or I have to put on this music or light this candle?" What's your process like for that?
I will say definitely music, but it has to be the specific playlist I curated for that book,
Yeah.
which is kind of really strange. But yeah, and then I get sick of those songs because I listen to them on repeat for like a whole month while I'm drafting, and then I'm like, okay, I need a break altogether.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, definitely music and just kind of having like a quiet environment with as few distractions as possible, which has been hard lately, especially since I don't wake up as early, but I'm hoping to get back into that routine.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And once you are just authoring as full time, you can kind of take that
Mhm.
time and that space, right? Which is
Yeah.
nice. While you're doing your drafts, have you ever had to Google anything like super crazy or just interesting and weird?
Ooh. Um, Nothing too crazy, I don't think. I think something random that I Googled was how many pickleball courts you can fit on a tennis court. And I was like trying to figure out the math.
Nice.
Mhm.
This logistics for the pickleball novella, but
That's
Yeah.
fun.
that one was pretty funny. I did at one point have a lot of like injury research because in Delay of Game, which is the third hockey
Mhm.
book, he gets injured and he deals with chronic pain. And so I was like, I really need to do a lot of digging into this and figure out like
Mhm.
what medicine is,
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
That's
Oh,
another author mentioned you should have a nurse friend. Every author should have a nurse friend to ask all the medical questions. And we were
Yeah,
like, we're actually
mhm.
lucky because we have an author friend who is also a nurse. So she can be our contact person.
that's
Yeah,
funny.
but always make it clear to them in the first text that this is for a book,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I texted someone, I was like, "If you fall like this, do you need immediate surgery?" And she was like, "Are you okay? Do I need to come to
Check
the
on
hospital?" I was
911.
like I'm like, "No, I'm fine. My character isn't, but, like, I'm
Right.
fine."
That's
So always just make that clear.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Um, so you said that you played pickleball, and so that's why you kinda write that. Do you ever, like, have to, like, learn or want to learn, like, any fun things that, like, specifically for your book for the research?
Um, hmm. I'm not sure about that. I think mostly just going out and, like, playing it myself just to get into the mindset of it and, like,
Mhm.
think about the game and more of, like, a critical type of thinking rather than just, "Oh, this is fun. I'm,"
Yeah.
tossing the ball around. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think it's always hard because, like, it's, like, one of those things of does the interest in a fact or a thing
Mm.
create the story, or does the story create your interest in the fact or thing
Yeah,
type
I
thing?
feel like it's been
Makes sense.
the fact that I've played that has influenced the story rather than, the other way around.
Yeah.
For
But
me, I
that
just
would
have
be
the crazy, like, brain that I'll just latch onto something as soon as I learn about it. So when I'm writing a
yeah.
new thing about a character, sometimes then I'm just like, "Oh, I need to do this," you know? Like,
Yeah.
I did write a fantasy series before I got into romance, and I really wanted to take up knife throwing, but there was nowhere to do it. So it's like but I probably
You can
will
come
one
to
day.
my house. There's one right down the street. It's also a bar. So
Amazing.
you
Oh,
can
that
get
sounds
drunk and then do knife
dangerous.
throwing.
Yeah, there's an
Super
axe
fun.
throwing place in my city, but not, like, knives, so, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the thing, like, a lot of times when I'm reading things, I have these files on my computer and on my phone of just weird random things that I'm like, "I'm gonna use this at some point," and it just goes in the box, and
Yeah,
then when I'm ready, I just pull it out.
yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
"Put
That's
right in
good.
this
It's good to
box."
have those things, for sure.
Yeah.
In terms of marketing and branding, are there any authors that you specifically look up to either before you started or as you've gotten to know more people on your journey?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Um, I would say I really like Stephanie Archer and, like, in terms of branding and, like, her covers and, I mean, everything about her. She's great. Yeah, and then Peyton Corinne is also really great. I love her whole, like, angst, theme. I feel like that's really big in her books and branding and any of the reels that she does, they always tug at your heart. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'd say those 2.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
There's just so many amazing authors out there, and that's one of the things when you get to go to these conferences, right? You get to meet so many amazing authors and see what their table setups
Mhm.
look like and talk to them. And again, that's one of the reasons we started the podcast too, is so we can talk to authors and learn about them and their processes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, one other thing we ask all the authors that we have on is one question that you would like to ask readers. So, for everyone listening out there, we post it on our Instagram and they can comment there or they can comment on the YouTube video. So, what's one question you would like to ask readers?
Oh, I would say how much does a trope influence if you're gonna pick up a book or not? Like, do you gravitate more towards books with a certain trope, um, or is it just pure vibes?
Fair. Yeah.
I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm curious too, yeah, because, like, I know I've definitely picked up books based on either a trope or even more so like a scene. I'm a sucker for a hook on TikTok. If you have like a really good hook, I'm like, I'm gonna go read that book right now. I know I'm on deadline for my own book, but I think I'm just gonna go read instead.
Tropes have just become such a big part of marketing books now, with the advent of Instagram and book talk especially, right? I think it's different. The publishing world is a lot different than it used to be when it was mostly trad, and self-publishing was a little bit different before the internet got big with social media and everything. So it's something to think about, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was talking with a few authors and, about the purpose of a blurb. Like, do people even read blurbs anymore?
Yeah,
Or do they
exactly.
look at what the tropes are and pick up the book based on what sounds good,
Yeah.
I've
Some
done
people
both.
who base it on, I think it's still a mix, right? Like I think there are still some people who need that perfect blurb. There's some people
Mhm.
that need that perfect cover.
Yeah.
But I think a lot more people are looking at the tropes, they're looking at the hooks, things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. And well, that leads us into our final question. If you, Steph, could read any trope for the rest of your life, which would it be?
Oh, I can't believe you're doing that to me.
We're very cruel.
Yes.
So
We're
cruel.
known for it.
Wow, one trope for the rest of my life. I'll have to go with yeah, I gotta go small town. I feel like because you can get cowboy small town, you can
Yes.
get sports romance small town, you can get
Yeah.
really anything. Could be dark small town.
Yeah.
Suspense. Yeah.
Yeah, suspense, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. Could be, brother's best friend. I feel like they all kind of mix really well with the small town, so
Yeah.
I'll go with
No, I
that.
like that.
Good choice.
A good choice. Yeah.
Well, sorry for
Awesome.
doing that to you, but thanks so much for coming out
I'll
and
forget
letting us peek behind the curtain of your author life. Before
of
we
course.
forget, where can our listeners find you on social media? We will post the links in our show notes as well, but if you can just let everyone know here, go ahead.
So you can find me on Instagram at Steph Writes Stories, and that is Steph with an F. And then my website is also stephwritesstories.com.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, Steph, for coming out and joining us today.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much for having me. I had so
yeah.
much fun.
It was so good talking to you.
Thanks for getting dirty with us. If you had fun, leave a review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. New episodes will be released every Wednesday, and we've got an amazing lineup of authors to share with you.
If there's someone you'd love to see on our show, or you've got burning questions for your favorite authors, send us an email to backstagewiththebookbabes@gmail.com or leave us a comment on our social media accounts. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok, Backstage with the Book Babes. Links and applications for authors to join us as guests are at linktree/backstage with the book babes.
You can follow me, Alby Blake, with that handle on social media, specifically Instagram and TikTok.
You can follow me, Nikki Jewell, and learn about my books at authornikkijewell.com. I'm also on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at NikkiJewell_books.
Thanks again for joining the party. Keep turning those pages and keep it spicy.